What time is it? Game time!
Welcome to Game Time and another episode. I'm here at Santa Fe Indian School with the Santa Fe Indian School cross country team and head coach Joe Calabaza. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
By a look at the results of your squad this year, it looks like you have another really good team. How good is this team this year?
I think we're very good and we're primed to take on Zuni for the state championship. So we're getting ready and we'll see what happens.
Already marking your territory and the team's going after, right?
Yes.
Well, the boys program at Santa Fe Indian School won the cross country state title back in 2009, 2010. What's it going to take to lift that blue trophy once again?
It's going to take all of our kids coming together and running to better as a pack time, but we have the capability of doing that. We're actually starting to work on our speed work and trying to come together right now. So,
who are some of the stronger runners? Who are we going to see cross the finish line early come state?
Right now we have two kids that are going to cross early, Chris Himatiwa and Isaiah Velasquez.
What are you doing to prepare the kids for state? How are you trained? Do you have kind of a go-to method or ways that have worked for you in the past?
We have always tried different things, see what happens, see what works, and it seems to be working. We've had quite a few years where we've been competitive at the state meet. Yeah.
Santa Fe Indian School is a very unique place. What is life like here at Santa Fe Indian School for these student athletes?
This is a unique school. Our kids come from all across the state, Arizona, Colorado, Wyoming, all across the nation really. But what makes us a program unique is, they do have feast days and they have to go home, and we miss a few kids here and there, but we have a good turnout for our runners coming out, and we just have the next person step up who's going to run well that next weekend or whatever. But that's what we do. You
mentioned the feast days. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. We'll be back with more after this.
The New Mexico Activities Association is excited to announce the NMAA 24/7 mobile app. Whether you're a student, coach, parent, or player, you can have the power of the NMAA right in the palm of your hand. Find scores and schedules, follow your favorite teams, receive special offers from NMAA sponsors, get state championship information, highlights, features, and much more. Download the free NMAA 24/7 mobile app in the App Store or Google Play. Get it now.
What time is it? Game time!
It is game time. Welcome back. We're here at Santa Fe Indian School and the cross country program and head coach Joe Calabaza. You mentioned the feast day. We happen to be here at a time when Santa Fe Indian School is conducting their feast day. What's involved in that?
Well, this is actually Columbus Day, as everyone knows, but we switched to celebrating as for our feast day. We're part of all the pueblos throughout the Rio Grande, and it entails, our students dancing and participating, vendors from all across the state, as well as food vending. So we celebrate it like a feast day.
Well, coming up this weekend, you're taking part in the Jamboree at Rio Rancho, kind of an annual event, a warm-up for the state meet. How does that prepare you for the state cross-country meet?
With the championship race, everybody that's top in the state get to race in one big giant race, and that prepares our kids from, getting pushed, shoved, and getting up to the front, and we're going to use that and gear up for the state meet.
Does it help you with the strategy as far as you're going to have the state same layout at state? Does it kind of help these kids get ready or get familiar with the course?
Yes. Some of our kids have participated in all these years, and we're pretty familiar with the course, but there's always a little bit of changes here and there, so it's always great to get out there and see the actual state course meet.
Well, it'll be great to get out there this weekend and see you there as well. Good
right,
luck at the Jamboree and good luck at state. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for joining us with the Santa Fe Indian School cross country team. We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
I thought I was pretty tough until I became a father.
Oh, I hate those things.
What do you mean you hate it?
Real toughness is knowing when you need help.
We've all been there. Fried nerves, no sleep. None of us do it alone. If you need help, you've got to ask for it.
We need to fight for our kids' futures. It's up to all of us to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Connect with resources and support at pulltogether.org.
Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today. Welcome back to Game Time. If you missed any of the action this past week in high school football, let me get you up to speed on some of the standout performances last week.
Let's start with the El Dorado and La Cueva game for one of the top stories of the year. The Bears beat the Eagles 38-13, but the headline was La Cueva running back Tyler Jensen. He missed last season because of cancer. He beat cancer, but then broke his leg in the preseason. Missed the first half of this year, finally got back onto the field and found the end zone on Friday night. Tyler Jensen rushed for over 120 yards and gave us one of the best comeback stories of the year. Caleb Mara put an exclamation point on the game with a 58-yard interception return. The defending state champs are now 6-2 with a bye this week. Centennial met up with Mayfield in a big battle in Las Cruces last week. Darren Rodriguez caught 3 touchdown passes, and the Hawks manhandled Mayfield 33-7. The Clovis Wildcats picked up their 5th win of the season with a 44-9 win over visiting Manzano. Clovis broke open a close game with a 24-point second half and held the Monarchs scoreless in 3 of the 4 quarters. Roswell remained perfect with a shutout win in the 4 corners. The top team in Class 5A blanked Piedra Vista 35-0 to set up their big showdown with Artesia this week. Santa Teresa suffered their first loss of the season. The Goddard Rockets shut out the Warriors. It was 14-0 after 1 quarter and 35-0 at halftime. Robert Aragon with 3 scores on the game, and Goddard blanked Santa Teresa 49-0. Goddard is at Alamogordo this week. Cleveland was in control the entire night against Cibola. Trey Ortega put up quite the stat line. He had 194 yards rushing and almost 200 yards passing. He also kicked 5 extra points. The Storm beat the Cougars 41-7. It was a battle of tigers in Valencia County with Los Lunas and Alamogordo. Advantage Los Lunas in this one. Cade Benavidez with 289 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Los Lunas never trailed and improved to 5-2 on the season with a 44-7 victory. Kirtland Central met up with Moriarty, and the Broncos put up 42 points for the 2nd week in a row. Zach Thomas with one of the scores of the night as Kirtland Central improved to 3-3 with a 42-20 win over Moriarty. Tatum improved to 6-1 on the year with a win over Gateway Christian last week. Tatum with their 3rd shutout in 4 weeks. They blanked Gateway Christian 50-0. Tatum has scored 50 or more in 4 of their 6 wins. Eunice and Jal are just down the road from each other and bitter rivals. This year's game went to the Cardinals, who beat the Panthers 56-12. Eunice is now 6-1 with a date against Hagerman up next. And finally, in one of the state's oldest rivalries, Albuquerque High handed Highland a defeat. The Bulldogs scored the first 21 points and never looked back to beat the Hornets 21-9. Luke Mummert had a pair of touchdowns.
Here's a look at some of the notable matchups in high school football this week. We only have a few weeks left before the postseason starts. Artesia is at Roswell. I know a lot of people can't wait for that one. Aztec and Kirtland Central have played some good ones over the years. Capital comes to Albuquerque to take on Del Norte in what should be a good district matchup. Cleveland will face unbeaten Volcano Vista. The Hawks are unbeaten, then the Storm has yet to lose to a New Mexico school, so something's got to give, right? Clovis and El Dorado is another good matchup. Former Manzano coach Chad Adcox will face his former program as the Matadors meet up with the Monarchs this week. and West Las Vegas will see St. Michael's on Saturday. Let's take a trip back in time for a moment. Flashback to 1983. Gas was about $1.16 a gallon. Return of the Jedi was released in theaters. Cabbage Patch dolls were huge. Remember those things? Some of you probably weren't even born yet in 1983. And it was the last time the Los Lunas boys soccer program won a state title. Now, the year is 2019. Gas is a little more than $1.16. There is a new Star Wars movie coming out. I don't think Cabbage Patch dolls are making a comeback, but the Tigers have a good shot at getting back to the title game next month.
The Los Lunas Tigers are tearing through the competition.
We're trying to put a new record on this, leave history here.
The Tigers are one of the top teams in the state. They seem to do it all. They find the net, and they're tough to score on. They've only given up more than 2 goals in a match twice this season.
I feel like what's doing well right now is our communication on and off the field. We have a great bond with each other.
I think we have a balanced team. Each of us work together to build something that we could run off of in the game.
Last year, Los Lunas entered the state tournament as a 9 seed, and they pulled off a quarterfinal upset over number 1 St. Pius. Their coach says that victory was a turning point for the program.
I think every program has a turning point where they do something, recognizably, that catches the eye of others and is at the same time a self-confidence booster in a sense. So that was when we turned the corner.
They haven't won a state title since 1983, but this could be the year they get back to the championship match.
We want to win. We're here to win, and we want to bring it back for the village of Los Lunas.
We'll find out next month if 1983 repeats itself in 2019.
That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time. Be sure to check us out every week. If you'd like, we'll issue you a punch card. 10 straight viewings will get you a free viewing the following week. Until next time, here's your meme of the week.